Welcome to another marvellous motorcycle review in the Mini JP channel. On today's episode, JP gets his hands on an Indian sport chief and he is about to make all owners of this bike cry.
Well, hello there in YouTube land and welcome back to the channel. And today we are at Iron Supply Powersports here at Katy, Texas, and we're about to hop on the Indian Chief. And this one is the sport model. It looks like it, but it has some aftermarket things because it has that little fairing that it looks hideous. I hate it. And then it has these handlebars that are like very drag sporty bars with risers that I also think it looks hideous. But the whole bike itself is not a bad looking bike, and it's a little bit of a sportier bike because it has Brembo brakes, it has the 111 Thunderstroke engine, it has the Fox shocks at the back. So I don't know. Let's see how it's like to ride. Let's see if how it compares to the Scout 101 that I loved yesterday. And I don't know. Let's see. Let's enough talking about it. Let's hop on it. Has a whole type of Sons of Anarchy vibe going to it that I don't really enjoy on a bike. But let's see. All right. Where do you turn this thing on? There it is. Alright, nice little display there. Oh, throttle has like a lag on it. Okay, we'll figure it out. Let's see. Try to find out where the controls are. I feel like a massive idiot with these handlebars. But anyway. Let's see how this thing rides. First thing you notice is those high risers put you in a position that is not comfortable, and then you feel like the bike just wants to move all over the place because any little input and it moves the bike a lot from side to side. And I don't know if that little bikini fairing is doing anything. So compared to the Scout, this one does not feel as easy to maneuver and as easy to get along with. It's not bad. I'm just feeling a lot of vibration on the handlebar, and I don't know if it's that because of that those risers. And then I'm not getting any feel from the back brake. I feel like it revs too much, but it doesn't really move. It's not as peppy as the Scout. Well, we'll try it a little bit more down the road here after we get rid of this traffic. I feel like its gearing is very short. You have to change gears right away before you even get on the power band. But the position, you do feel like a badass, even though you feel like a very idiotic badass. But hey, it's not that bad. When you drop it, it feels very controlled. I don't like the sound of the engine a lot. That's the same Thunderstroke 111 that have on the Chieftain that I just rode. That one sounded a little bit, I don't know, the vibration it's impossible, man. You could not have a bike like this, and I'm pretty sure it's this thing, because from the factory no Indian is gonna shake like that, and it shakes too much. it vibrates, not shake, it vibrates. It's just terrible vibration, man. So the way this bike looks, as I was talking on the other video, all of the Indian motorcycles are copying Harleys. This one is the only one that is not really. Now, when you do this design, it does look a little bit like you're trying to do the lowrider, but when you look at it stripped, it's not really anything from Harley. It's just a different take on a cruiser. And unfortunately, the design, for me, it looks more like a Chinese knockoff of an American cruiser than an actual Indian motorcycle design. I mean, I appreciate the whole low, what's this thing called? Oh, Christ, well, boom, this is what it's called. And I appreciate that. But I would much rather have it a soft tail from Harley because of the whole way the bike feels and the whole aesthetics. I thought it was gonna feel a lot better than the Scout, and it's just like when I rode the Sportster and then the Nightster. The Nightster from Harley feels better than the Sportster S. This thing does not feel as good or as easy to maneuver or to control than the Scout. The Scout just felt so easy. You feel like you've been riding it for years, even though it was the second time on it. This thing, you have to get used to it. And maybe we'll get on another one with regular handlebars, because I'm gonna get this bike bad rep, and just because of those handlebars, the whole vibration and the whole feel of it. And then when you're moving faster, it doesn't really want to move. Well, that's weird. When you're slow, any input, and it feels like you don't need a lot of effort. But when you're going a little bit faster, and that's the same thing I got from the FTR, that when you're going a little bit faster, you have to muscle it a little bit more in order for it to change directions. So no, I would never put this bike on the list. Fortunately, Indian, you have great bikes. This is not one of them. And I just hit my shin with this thing, so that's another thing to consider. And it freaking hurt. Anyway, be a man, be a man. Hit yourself on the shin with, is this the air filter, whatever this is? Be a man and do that. But yeah, I wouldn't go fast on this bike to save my life. It's just, I don't feel any comfort, and I don't feel, any confidence on this bike. On the Chieftain, I felt like, well, it is a good bike, and I just didn't like it a lot. But on this one, this is not a good bike. And these mods that they made, they just made it worse. The back brake feels terrible. The front brake feels just like a cruiser, right? Even though it has the Brembo brakes, you don't feel them at all. So let's take this thing back. Let's see if we can get on another one that is not as crappy. I mean, it's not crappy because, the fit and finish on this bike, all of the Indians, they're good. What the fuck, man? Scare the bejesus. Don't scare the bejesus. Oh, I get it. He was doing it on purpose. She's upset that I look like a badass on an Indian bike. Still, even though I don't like this bike, I would much rather be myself on this bike than that dude on that big truck. And maybe with different handlebars in a different position, you can actually, because the bike drops and you feel stable. It does feel like the suspension is good for sporty riding, even though the whole position is just weird. But it's an American style bruiser motorcycle, right? It's a bruiser cruiser. I just feel so idiotic when the handlebars are this high. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, yes, we could. Not the most comfortable thing to do, to stand up for the bumps, but you can. You can do that on this bike. On the Scout Sport, what was it, the Scout 101? I could not do that. Maybe with practice. John practice. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? In a body bag you don't drop. Anyway, the tank looks good. The paint jobs on these bikes, they're always good. But yeah, this is not a bike that's going on the list. We didn't talk about the mirrors. The mirrors are good, even though it vibrates a lot. Once it starts shaking, yeah, you can see anything. But slow maneuvers or slow or low RPMs, the mirrors are great. The position that they are very good. So one of the only thing good about having these risers is that the mirrors, that you see a little bit of your shoulder, but that's it. But I don't think that's what they're going for. Like, oh, let me rise this thing up so that I can see behind me. I like the whole digital thing that you have. It's like old school round, and then you have all the information digitally. That's not a bad idea. I mean, as I said, the fit and finish on these bikes, the Chief is good, man. I mean, you don't see anything cheap on these things. But would I rather have this thing or a lowrider from Harley? Nope, Harley beats it. Or a Street Bob. Street Bob kicks this bike's butt. I don't know, this thing looks good here. I don't think so. This is one of those little details about bikes that are, well, they don't have full fairing. You're gonna have these type of things. I always have trouble with new cruisers finding the foot pegs and the controls at first. That's something you have to get used to. Yeah, the throttle does have a little lag on it. Well, that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, if you like the videos, to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell button, and share it with all your friends. If you don't like the videos, well, share them with all your enemies. And I'll see you guys on the next one.